Prince Harry yesterday, who made a surprise visit, much to the delight of the polo world. He hasn't actually been seen publicly playing polo for quite some time. And of course, with the pandemic and everything, this is probably one of the most public athletic days he's had in probably since the start of the pandemic. In a statement, he says, "Our refocused mission at Sentebale is about addressing the most immediate needs of vulnerable children in Southern Africa, helping them access vital health services, receive necessary care, and build skills to be more resilient and self-sufficient in the future. We are incredibly grateful to our generous host in Aspen, the ISPS HANDA, and the many other sponsors, and to everyone involved in making this year's match not only possible, but most importantly, as safe as possible for the protection of our donors, players, staff, and the entire community. The Sentebale Polo Cup is critical to securing the funds needed to advance this important mission, and I am thrilled to be able to support Sentebale both in person and financially through a separate charitable donation to meet this immediate need. This is one of several donations I plan to make to this charitable organization, and I'm grateful to be able to give back in this way for the children and communities who gravely need it." This was said by the Duke of Sussex, co-founder, patron of Sentebale. So the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, announced that he was going to give a separate donation. Well, in case you haven't heard, as usual with all things Sussex, this is like going to go around the globe in the next 24 hours. Prince Harry announces $1.5 million charitable donation from Memoir at surprise polo match appearance in Aspen. This is according to People magazine, but you can find this story just about anywhere. Prince Harry, the co-founder of Sentebale charity to help children affected by HIV in Africa. During the surprise appearance at the polo match benefiting Sentebale on Thursday in Aspen, Colorado, the Duke of Sussex announced that he has committed $1.5 million of the proceeds from his forthcoming memoir to the charity. This is one of several donations I plan to make to charitable organizations, and I am grateful to be able to give back in this way for children and communities who gravely need it, he said in the statement. Harry, co-founder of Sentebale in 2006 with Prince Cecil of Lesotho, to help children affected by HIV in Africa. Sentebale is grateful for his personal contribution, which will allow the organization to continue operating at full scale and continue providing critical services to at-risk youth in Southern Africa, the charity said in a statement. So combined with the money that they're making from the polo match, as well as the gift from Prince Harry, they're going to be able to keep going at 100% level, which, given the period of time that we're living in right now, is absolutely incredible. So apparently, Sentebale has been so successful, they have actually widened their scope. So instead of just focusing on Sentebale, they have been able to branch out to Botswana and Malawi over the years. So it's growing in scale, and its outreach actually has crossed borders, which is incredible. So just gives you an idea of how in, 15 years of service of this charity, they have been able to reach thousands of people who desperately need help. And of course, someone who's been very active in this charity for a long time is his good friend Nacho Figueras. Nacho, of course, is the international heartthrob who serves as I guess he's the model. Well, I hate to call him a model, but yeah, essentially that's what he is. He's the image of Ralph Lauren's polo. So you may have seen him before, and anyway, that's he's like one of Prince Harry's best friends, and he's one of the few people who actively went out to defend Prince Harry during some of the worst moments that, they had over there on the island. So God bless him. And yeah, he's a really nice guy. He was at the wedding in 2018. So yeah, I'm so glad to see him and Harry together. Yeah, Nacho is like family to Harry. And yeah, so they're thick as thieves. So thank God for this day for them. And I got to tell you guys something else. No photos. Nobody knew Harry was going to be there. That is the Montecito Miracle. The fact that there's no leaks. He managed to go there, make his formal announcement, and all that kind of stuff. And the Paps, the rotor, nobody knew anything about it. Oh, I bet. And then, of course, this really eats into their news cycle, because by the time they find out about it, which of course they already know, they're like light years behind the rest of the world. Oh, Harry, I tell you, thank you for this. I'm going to have to make some kind of donation myself. I have to. I'm following the Sussex wherever they go. So far, I've given to Homeboy Kitchen. Gosh, what else? Oh, and the big fundraiser we just had with the Mahina. I can never say that, but I donated to that, and a couple other things I donated for. So I'm just following the Sussex. Wherever they donate, I'm donating. So there was an attempt to upstage the Sussexes, and it was a very feeble attempt. I won't even talk about it today. I'll talk about it later on this week, because I don't want to ruin my high. But the pettiness never stops. But this is a time for celebration, so let's not even focus on that. Someone said in the comments yesterday that the Sussexes were going to do some really big stuff coming up soon. I wasn't expecting anything this big this soon, but what I really love about Meghan and Harry, the fact that they kind of, one day one of them is like the focus of everything, and then give it a week or two, and then it goes over to the other, and for a while there, Harry was like everywhere. The armchair expert, the me you can't see, and all that other kind of stuff that he was doing along the way. And he seemed to be everywhere all the time. And then all of a sudden, Meghan's birthday comes up. And of course, they both had that like big thing together with the Vax Live. So it's just cool to see that there's no envy. There's just love and support. And that's really got to be a drag to the naysayers to see them thriving. And despite all of the naysayers and everything, they're doing this. They're doing this. And when I think of like the ridiculous stuff people have to conjure up to try to, no, you just can't do it. They're sailing above all that stuff, and nothing that they're saying, all of those foul words and stuff, it just doesn't even matter. This is Sussex time. So if it's true, we know it's true, but just to seem like they know what's coming around the pike or whatever, down the pike, there was, of course, one magazine said, Meghan and Harry's Thrive chapter, why the Sussexes are excited to enter a new era of visibility. Of course they're excited, because nobody's taking credit for what they're doing. That's why they're excited, because they have a chance to do these things. And I don't even think it's so much the credit part, it's the leaks. It's the leaks and the sabotage and all the attempts to try to steal the accomplishments of another person, to try to hijack it. And they're not having it. You're not going to hijack their causes. I mean, it's just, no, you can't do that. And we don't care how incandescent with rage this is why I coined that phrase, the me you can't be. Because that's exactly what it is that even though they're trying so hard, and this is stuff that they could have done, but I guess part of being an aristocrat is that you really don't work. What's amazing is that sometimes they even pretend to be Meghan and Harry. They even dress like Meghan and Harry. Well, the Sussexes actually work for the charities. They're working with the charities. They're working on behalf of the charities. That's what they're doing. And the benefit of it is that they are thriving. They are thriving. And it's something that will be the model for that family in the future. So even though they're trying to drag them back into the ancient feudal system, Harry and Meghan are thriving, and they are going to make things so much easier for future generations of Windsors. And even though they're not getting any kind of thanks for it, and they probably won't have any thanks in their lifetime, at some point, it's going to pay off for the future generations. You won't have this same model of the heir and the spare in the future. So, apparently, today's Sentebale ISPS Polo Cup actually raised $3.5 million. And according to Nacho Figueras, he actually posted on his Instagram today, or yesterday. He said, I'm sorry, but I'm as high as a Georgia pine. I am just elated with joy. So, excuse me if I'm just like too exuberant at this point, but I'll try to be 50% less. I'm going to try to be 50% less. Good luck with that, world. I'm going to try to tone it down 50% less. Nacho Figueras, he said on his Instagram, "How lucky am I to be able to ride along with you in your mission of making the world a better place for people not as fortunate as us. It is your commitment and passion to give back that is my inspiration. It was so great spending a couple of days with you, my friend." You see there, Harry was able to hang out with Nacho for 2 days, and the Royal Roader, they were none the wiser to it. I mean, when we woke up yesterday morning, we didn't know that the Duke of Sussex was about to give away $1.5 million. We didn't know that he was going to a polo match fundraiser that raised $3.5 million. We had no clue because there's nobody leaking at KP. They're beyond the reach of the Rotor and KP. And boy, doesn't it show, because he can do things without having to explain himself or without having to change the date or have some type of scheduling clash with someone else in the family. Because he's on his own. They're on their own, thriving in California. I mean, $3.5 million. When it's that big, you have to say it like Oprah. What else would I do? Oh. When something is that big, you have to say it like Oprah Winfrey. Let me know if this is bothering you. Okay. I promised that I wasn't going to do this, but I changed my mind. I changed my mind because someone tried to get a little messy. And so I know I shouldn't do it, but I got to. And by the way, before I get into that, just remember, there were people who were attempting to mock the Duke of Sussex yesterday for saying that he was speechless. I bet you can hear him now, can't you? I bet you can hear him now. I bet you can hear everything he's saying, because he's going to use proceeds from that book, which is going to be a #1 seller. He's using his proceeds to make this donation. And you know, that was bothering people. Well, he didn't say whether he was going to use some of the money or part of the money. And, you know, they were trying to nitpick. But whatever he is donating from that book is $1.5 million more than what any of them are going to do in their lifetime. That's $1.5 million more than any of those Rotor people or anybody at KP. That's $1.5 million more than any of them are going to donate. So let me know if you're ready to solve the puzzle. The puzzle. Let me know if you're ready to solve the puzzle. Because there's a puzzle, and I think that without buying any vows, you're probably ready to solve it. So, and what is that? You found out. I gotta stop. God, this is feeling good. See, that the people that write for that famous rag, they're going to be up into the night trying to figure out, how can we cut into this? How can we, dismantle? They're going to be up all night. And why are they going to be up all night? Because they have to try to find some way to go after the Duke of Sussex. They're trying to cast a new James Bond. I don't know why they're not looking to Montecito, because that brother is smooth. But they should be glad. They should be very glad that he's actually doing this, because while I'm talking about this, guess who I'm not talking about? I shouldn't laugh, but guess who I'm not talking about if I'm talking about this? If we're all talking about this, guess who we're not talking about? Okay, honestly, I haven't even got to the messy yet. So apparently, someone in that rag says Harry's Invictus charity booms is thanks to William and Kate's generosity. Not that they gave any money, but they're trying to say that the strength of William and Kate's celebrity somehow translated into money for the Invictus Games. And that the story that they're trying to paint, I can't even get the words out, but the story that they're trying to paint, this image they're trying to conjure up, is that they helped Harry and then he turns around and bites them. He turns around and bit them. The only reason why anything that the two of those, okay, I'll keep it clean. But the only reason why the two of them got any kind of recognition for their charitable endeavors was because of Prince Harry. Remember how they used to drag him along to everything? Because nobody wanted to see them. They were there to see Harry. And mind you, they're saying that his charity received funding from the Royal Foundation. Well, if he's part of the foundation, then isn't that his money? How much of that money do you think Harry's celebrity brought into the Royal Foundation? Now, mind you, that foundation is not money out of their pockets. That's not a $1.5 million contribution directly from any of them or anything close to it. And then it's so pitiful. They got a picture of Harry and William embracing each other as though, this is what they're trying to say, as though Harry is really thanking him for giving me somebody else's money. It's not Catherine's money. It's not William's money. This is foundation money. If there was even money in the first place, because I don't know how that works. But one thing I can tell you for sure, it wasn't like William and Catherine signed a check and said, oh, here, we're going to take this out of our foundation and give it to you for Invictus. Do you really think Invictus would have had any kind of financial troubles without the Royal Foundation? See, that's the reason. If that was the case, believe me, they would have taken Invictus away from Prince Harry. But they can't take it from him because he's the founder. He's the founder. So they can't take it from him. So believe me, if this had anything to do with them, they would have taken it from him and claimed it as their own, which is what they're trying to do now. And it says, well, the Royal Foundation was set up in 2009 when they were still close friends as well as brothers. Their wives were later added to the title of the charity. After Meghan moved to Britain in 2017, there was hopes that the quartet, jokingly referred to as the Fab Four, would become a powerful fundraising force. I kind of think the Sussexes are doing just fine without them. As a matter of fact, whatever they have in their pot will be more than outfunded, if they haven't done it already. Oh, so the whole point of this is just to cut into Harry's success, to cut into Meghan's success. That's the whole point of this whole little farcical situation, is they're trying to take the shine off. And mind you, this is like, it just doesn't matter. It does not matter. Nobody looks at the Invictus and associates that in any way, form, or fashion with the Cambridges. Although they would like to, and I think this is like a test to see if they can somehow leverage that, but I'm telling you, it's falling flat. They're trying, the attempt is to paint Harry as some type of ingrate. Harry was too generous and too kind to them, and he created an image for them that they could have never have achieved on their own. And even in spite of the weight of his celebrity, they are floundering without him. I'm telling you guys, they are in panic mode over at KP tonight. They are in panic mode. They don't know how to respond to this, because the underdog, the kid that is supposed to be the one that can't function on his own, is doing an incredible job. And mind you, these are things that Harry has done independent of them for a long time. And now they're trying to make it seem as though that the Cambridges cut him a check and said, oh, here's an investment in you. It was not their money. It was in the foundation that he was a part of. The problem is that they never took any money to do anything of real relevance themselves. We all know that charities collapse under the Cambridges. At any given time, the Cambridges could just become more active. They can send an email at 5 o'clock in the morning if they think of something brilliant. But we all know that's not going to happen, because at 5 a.m., one doesn't really know where the other is. So one Cambridge has to try to call the other Cambridge. It's not like you could just turn your head and just say, hey, I just had a bright idea. No, you'd have to send the other Cambridge an email or a text message. I heard, allegedly, possibly, unofficially, unsubstantiated. Prince Harry's devotion to those kids back in Lesotho, it was just, he even said that they don't know who I am. I'm just somebody that's visiting. He didn't have to be a prince of the realm. He was just simply Harry. And that's why he fell in love with that place. He fell in love with the people. And in return, they have been incredibly protective of him. I mean, what type of chatter have you heard from his trips to Africa? Nothing. There's nothing there. Because the people are warm and friendly and devoted to him as he is devoted to them. So, God bless them, and God bless Prince Harry and the Duchess of Sussex. I'm what can I say? I'm just happy. I'm very, very happy. This is the stuff that I'm just like this. I'm here for straightening out the record, but I'm also here to share the joy of these moments with everybody else. Anyway, that's it. I'm sorry to talk about the messy stuff, but I couldn't contain it. It was there. What could I say? It was there. Oh, I tell you, I'm telling you, I'm as high as a Georgia pine. I feel so good about this. These are the moments that I've been waiting for, and there's going to be so many more of these. And it's going to, I have no more words. I have used it up. I'm just going to try to calm down. Enjoy your day, and have a great weekend, everybody.